Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Joe, and welcome back to another episode of the Inside Our Phillies podcast. There has not been a ton that's happened in the last week, but here to discuss everything that has happened, we have Jeremy, SJ Phil's fan. What's up, man?
Oh man, award season's over. Like, what are we gonna do now?
MLB does such a bad job at advertising these awards, right? Especially with it being like one set of awards per day. It just gets dragged out so much, and I feel like nobody really cares all that much when it's all said and done.
Yeah, but didn't they for a couple years try doing a big award show?
I think that's better. I mean, didn't they also do it during like Sunday Night Football or like something crazy like that, like a bad time where just nobody was gonna watch? I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember. Yeah, I remember when Rollins won his MVP. I was in high school in the library refreshing MLB.com on my lunch break. Just like, come on, come on.
Right. I mean, that's like the pre-social media era when you can just keep refreshing Twitter and getting your information from there. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, let's.
smartphone era.
That's a good point. Some would say it was a better era, but let's get into the awards. Let's talk first about the Rookie of the Year awards. We had Nick Kurtz take it away in the American League, and Drake Baldwin for the National League. Any thoughts about these award winners?
Yeah, I mean, Kurtz was the easiest prediction ever, especially once Wilson went down. That was like the only discussion like halfway through the year was, oh, it's going to be Jake Wilson or Nick Kurtz. Wilson
Right.
gets hurt. Nick Kurtz has that 4 home run game, basically sealed it.
Yeah. I was in Sacramento for the game where he hit like the 480 something foot home run. I think the only home run I've seen that like competes with that in person was the Schwarber home run in Game 1 in San Diego. In terms of like the sound off the bat, I mean, seeing the ball go like over the batter's eye in Sacramento was unbelievable. It was a crazy sound. Nick Kurtz absolutely was the rightful winner there. National League Rookie of the Year, like,
but we got to talk about Nick Kurtz. The dude, just comes up. He's 22 years old, puts up a 1.002 OPS plus of 173 at age 22 years old. Like, it's one of the best rookie years of all time.
Unbelievable. And then the A's also had another finalist with Jacob Wilson, right? So and Jacob Wilson also was hurt for a big portion of the year.
So. He put up a 800 OPS from shortstop and just crazy.
Unbelievable stuff. Kurtz didn't make his debut until late April too. So if he had like that extra month of at bats, like he probably would have had a few more home runs and even more counting stats up there, which is crazy. National League, not as impressive. Like Drake Baldwin won, but like there was nobody that really stood out to me in this list. I feel like if Nolan McLean got like a full season with the Mets, he probably would have won it. Like Nolan McLean is really good.
Oh yeah. I mean, Mr. Valsky was meh second half.
Yeah, he kind of fell off as soon as he got that All-Star selection.
Didn't really for the first half. He had 5 the second 5 games in the second half, 10 with the ERA over 5, whip of 1.4. But I mean, Baldwin at 3.3 WAR from a rookie catcher. OPS is a very solid year, and it's just I guess like the Braves, where he just wasn't like a sexy winner. I don't know.
Yeah, the Braves were such a team that I think people just kind of forgot about, right? Like the Braves were never really in the competitive, nature of the National League East this year, never really pushing for a playoff spot. I don't know. It's kind of weird that like Sean Murphy is still there in Atlanta, but he's definitely lost his job, even though he has 3 more years of contract left. I wonder if Sean Murphy is going to be somebody that's like available for trade in the offseason.
I mean, he's quite honestly been a disappointment since he's been with the Braves. Like he got hurt. I think haven't the Phillies like knocked him out for multiple months, multiple years.
I think so, but he still had an okay year, right? And like 300 at bats, he had a 2.4 B WAR this year, right?
Just because of his defense, but his offense has been atrocious with Atlanta.
Yeah, no, it has not been great. He has not reached the Mendoza line since 2023.
Yeah, so it's just quite. Yeah, so everyone was like, "Oh god, they got him for nothing." And it turns out, yeah, he's this good defensive catcher, but yeah, offensively, he's like nothing. Yeah, he'll hit a home run now and again, but yeah, he just can't hit anymore. It's just, yeah.
I'd be
I mean,
interested
he's up.
in trading for him still, depending on what it would cost, right? You'd have to eat the 3 years of the contract, but if you're asking if I want JT Realmuto for 3 years or Sean Murphy for 3 years, like I probably would rather have Sean Murphy with him being like 4 years younger.
Yeah, yeah, and be like, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, 15 million a year. Just be like, yeah, yeah, give us Castellanos for Murphy. I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good trade. That's a good trade. I like that a lot.
I honestly think it would be a good trade, but I don't think either team would. I mean, I think the Phillies would do it in a heartbeat, but I don't think the Braves would do it.
You'd probably have to throw something else the Braves' way. Maybe throw them somebody else we'll talk about later on in the podcast. But anyways, we'll now go to the manager of the year, which you had Stephen Vogt of the Cleveland Guardians take the W in the American League. In the National League, you had Pat Murphy come in first place. Rob Thompson was the third place finisher, but he did get a first place vote.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's honestly quite lame that the manager of the year is the same as last year, and they both did nothing in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Like they do the voting before the playoffs start, but then they don't announce who won until the playoffs end. So like you kind of get like the weird like juxtaposition of does this person really deserve it? But you have to think back to how you felt like, 2 months ago. Like it's just a weird situation.
Well, and honestly, I feel John Snyder Vogt won it because they came back from the deficit. That's more on the Tigers sucking more than the
Right.
Guardians, because the Guardians beat up all the ground by beating on the Tigers
Right.
at the end. So Schneider, the Blue Jays were really I feel Schneider should have won manager, or Dan Wilson over Vogt. Like I think that's just Vogt had the incredible finish and overcame. So, and Pat
Yeah.
Murphy should have been disqualified for that stupid letter.
Well, that's a good point. I wonder if that cost him like a first place vote somewhere. But I don't know. Interesting stuff. I don't think anybody really cares about the manager of the year. I mean, it was
Yeah,
really
no,
funny
no.
to see Rob Thompson be a finalist and get a first place vote when, there's a
Yeah.
sizable portion of the Phillies fan base that despise Rob Thompson.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Thompson brings to the table as a manager. I really don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, American League Cy Young, I don't think that this was that exciting of a race. I think everybody knew that Trick Skubal was going to win. And he did win. Garrett Crochet did get some first place votes, though.
I mean, it's a lot. I mean, besides ERA plus, which was a 28 differential. I mean, I don't know how they really. It's just adjusted league ERA over ERA average, whatever. But yeah, it's just he gave up 9 more runs in 10 more innings, but had 14 more strikeouts and faced 70 more batters, and his whip was. I think the whip is really what won it. Scubal's whip was .89, and
Yeah.
Crochet's was a paltry 1.028.
Oh, how dare he? How dare he? Some interesting down ballot votes here, right? Like Aroldis Chapman getting some votes down ballot, Jacob deGrom, a couple votes. Trevor Rogers got 1 vote. Trevor Rogers only pitched 18 games this year. How much WAR do you think he had? And don't look it up.
Oh, I mean, I already know it was 5.
5.5. 5.5
Yeah,
WAR
no,
in 18 games for Trevor Rogers.
insane. I know insane.
So, I mean, if Trevor Rogers gets even 26 games and he keeps up that pace and then he's all of a sudden an 8 WAR player, 8.5 WAR player, and then maybe he would actually win. I mean, it's pretty crazy to think about that.
He definitely would have. Yeah,
But I don't think that's sustainable. I don't think this is who Trevor Rogers all of a sudden is.
no.
But anyways,
It's just insane. Scooble has had a whip under 1 in 3 straight years.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he is unbelievable. And it remains to be seen if he's going to get traded. I think there's been a little bit of a counter narrative going back and forth. How much would you give up for Trick Skubal?
I don't want to give up for a strikeout guy who's had shoulder issues in the past who has never thrown 200 innings.
Yeah. I'm okay without the Phillies trading for him. It seems like a Mets thing. Like the Mets farm system is all of a sudden kind of loaded, to the brim with talent. And I think that could be a good fit, and the Mets could pay him $1 trillion to extend him after trading for him. That feels to me like the most likely result of this, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's gonna be 29 in 4 days, and so who knows what's like gonna. It's at that point where like we already have so many contracts, we can't afford to give another big pitching contract when you can
Right?
easily just. Yeah.
No, you're spot on. National League Cy Young, Paul Skeens had an unanimous victory over Christopher Sanchez in second and Yoshinobu Yamamoto in third place. Interesting down ballot stuff here. Nick Pivetta got 7 votes. Jesus Luzardo got 5, and Zach Wheeler still got 1 vote. What did you think about the National League Cy Young race and how it kind of ended up working out?
I mean, I think Sanchez should have gotten a few first place votes. Like besides ERA, they were pretty much neck and neck, and then he threw 15 more innings. And, yeah,
It's the light version of like the 2021 debate, right? Like the 2021 debate, like a lot of people
yeah, but
think
Skeens at least threw 187 innings and had a like
that's why it's the light debate, right? Like I think
yeah.
Wheeler really had an argument over Burns. I don't think that it was as easy
And
to
yeah,
make
and
an
Burns'
argument for
ERA was
Christopher Sanchez.
2.4 in 167 innings. Skeens was under 2 in 187, so that's a lot more.
Yeah,
But like honestly, like what would happen if like Sanchez had that like rough start against the White Sox?
right. No, I mean when you're competing for a Cy Young and like one start can bring your ERA up for the year by a third of a run or something like that, it's a big deal. And that's kind of what we saw with Jesus Luzardo and his bad, like, month kind of torpedoed what would have otherwise been probably just as good of a season as Christopher Sanchez had.
Yeah, he gave up he gave up 6 against the Mets in August and 4 against the White Sox in July. And so and then Cincinnati, yeah, in that Cincinnati game with the comical errors, he gave up 3. Yeah, so that was that 8-0 game that was hysterically bad.
And how about Nick Pivetta? Nick Pivetta had a better year than I realized. An ERA under 3, 5.3 WAR across 181 innings. I mean, Nick Pivetta has kind of had a career resurgence ever since the Phillies let him go to Boston, but now in San
I
Diego.
wouldn't say resurgence. His ERA with the Red Sox over 5 years was 4.29. He never had an ERA under 4. He was basically Brett Myers.
Yeah, I mean, even like a mid
Did it
4
pitch something amazing?
ERA
Yeah.
is a lot better than what he was with the Phillies, though, and he was more of like a mid 5 ERA guy.
I mean, 2018 he had that 4.7, so that was really like that was like yeah.
At the
In his
point
rookie
where
year,
he
that was
signed a big money contract. He got paid
I know,
$19.75 million.
I know. Yeah, the big strikeout number. He's always been a big strikeout guy, so it seems like he got the control a little bit under control. But I mean, we all know he's a hothead, and his big problems with always was the moment he got to any like anger, he just would lose it.
Right. There might be something to it where he just is one of the guys that can thrive a little bit more in a smaller market. Not that San Diego is a
Yeah,
small market really, because San Diego packs their
yeah,
stadium to the brim every night, but less pressure I think still than what would exist in Philadelphia.
yeah,
But we'll go to the National League MVP first because I think the American League one is the most interesting. National League Shohei Ohtani with an unanimous victory to nobody's surprise, Kyle Schwarber, an unanimous second place finish. Juan Soto third, Geraldo Perdomo fourth place, Trey Turner in fifth. Some interesting down ballot votes that we saw here were like Michael Busch got some votes, which I really was not expecting to see. But no other Phillies with votes other than Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner.
yeah. What I'm really seeing is Perdomo really should have been second.
Yeah. I mean, he was so good. Christopher Sanchez, my apologies. Christopher Sanchez did actually get some down ballot votes, so I missed that there. But I mean, Geraldo Perdomo is, I think, one of the better stories that people just are not kind of realizing. I mean, this is a guy that plays a premier defensive shortstop, and then this year he also had a 136 OPS plus. I mean, to
Yeah,
me, this is a guy that should have been second in the race.
yep. If not
Um,
first, honestly. Like,
yeah, yeah, it's hard to say, right? I mean, that goes to the question of like how much does defense matter, right? Because obviously Otani doesn't provide any of that,
I
but
know,
he
but yeah,
does
I know,
provide
but still,
pitching.
Otani pitched 47 innings, so that's just like,
Yeah, it's like a amount of pitching that you get out of like a relief pitcher that was hurt for a couple months, like that. Probably was not something that tipped the scales this year. You're right.
Nico Horner had a WAR. It's just funny seeing guys like have over 6 WAR in like 18th and 19th place.
I know, right? Like Pete Crow Armstrong this year, even though it was kind of buoyed by his first half. I think he had like a 6 WAR year.
Yeah,
Yeah, 6 WAR. But I think it was
yeah,
like five
his
WAR in the
offense
first half, and
cratered.
then yeah, 5 WAR
His
in the first
yeah,
half, and then 1 in the second.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Cubs have some like real talent. I think that
They
their
do.
offense was well regarded this year, but when you see what like Nico Horner's doing and what you see what PCA's doing, and obviously we'll see what's going to happen with Kyle Tucker, but Cubs were a better team than they got credit for this year.
Yeah, no, yeah, they were great defensively, and they're like young. I mean, they have like only a few guys in the starting lineup over 30.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Now for the American League MVP, Aaron Judge won with 17 first place votes. Cal Raleigh, he got 13, so very, very
Oh,
close
close.
race.
2 votes away. 2 votes away from a tie.
Oh man, a co MVP would have been really, really funny. But before we get to like what we think should have happened and who should have won, Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson did get some down ballot votes. Yandy Diaz, who we discussed in the last podcast about being a potential Phillies target, he got a vote as well. Skubal came in fifth, which pretty notable. Skeens was also up there in the National League. But yeah, who would you have voted for, Judge or Raleigh?
Uh, yeah, so I saw a very good take was just like the preparation and the defense that Cal Riley brings to defense really should have put him over the edge. I mean, when Judge got hurt, they stuck Giancarlo Stanton in right field, and nothing really was lost of value in the defense. Like nothing, they didn't lose games and stuff like that. But imagine losing your Gold Glove catcher. Like Judge isn't a fast runner. He's not great. He's not a great defender, and it's just everyday catcher is just yeah. Like it should. The Hank Aaron Award needs to be Offensive Player of the Year. Give that to fucking Judge. Raleigh should have been MVP.
I agree with you that should have been Raleigh just because I think that it's impossible to properly value the impact of having, a catcher that is providing the value that Raleigh did on offense with,
Oh,
60 home runs.
But it's also like we know Raleigh is a good defensive catcher. He's not like Brian McCann, who was a good offensive catcher and like defensively.
Right.
Guy has been a Gold Glove. Like, Raleigh's been a Gold Glove winner last year and was platinum last year, and so
The one thing that I
while
will
Judge
defend
below
Aaron Judge
average.
on, Aaron Judge is a good defensive player. He's 86th percentile for outs above average, and 84th for arm value, 85th for arm strength, according to Baseball Savant. So he is a good defensive outfielder.
I know, but he also gets to play in the short right field in Yankee Stadium.
Right. No, that definitely makes a difference. So if I'm remembering correctly, I think he was a decent center fielder back in the day.
Yeah, no, It's just like, he's not the fastest is the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good point. It's going to be interesting to see how Aaron Judge ages because, all of a sudden, Aaron Judge is going into his age 34 season. So,
I know
knows?
it's just like, yeah, he was, he came up, he was 25 was rookie of the year. That's not old. That used to be like the norm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately,
It's just it's just really in like 2018 through 2020, he was just hurt, which cost him a bunch of home runs. He would have 400 home runs already if he didn't get hurt those 3 years.
Yeah, and all of a sudden now, Aaron Judge, has won 3 MVPs in 4 years, and It's crazy. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, even
I know,
though
and it was robbed of the MVP.
maybe this is just me, but like to me, like Aaron Judge, I know he is a superstar, but like for whatever reason in my head, it feels so like I don't know. It feels so foreign to me that like Aaron Judge is a superstar. This is crazy, and I know how good he is. But
No,
I don't think I
no.
really.
Some of it is the outside of New York of it's like, oh fuck the Yankees, the media bubble, like, oh because they don't stop talking about him. So we're all tired of hearing about how good the Judge is, but he is really freaking good. Slugging,
Yeah,
slugging of 688 this year, 700 last year. Like he hasn't had slugging under 600 since 2022, and under 500 his rookie year. Under 520 his besides his rookie year 27 games, which who gives a crap. Uh, his lowest slugging percentage has been 528. His lowest
yeah,
OPS has been 891. That was in 2020.
yeah. No, that's definitely a really good point.
Like
Um,
he is one of the best right-handed hitters of all time, and everything. But like, oh,
I think for me, it's
but
like an
like
intentional decision that I make to pay less attention to the Yankees and other teams just because I'm so
no,
tired of hearing about them.
but that's the problem. Yeah, this is it's the yeah. You get the like the New York media is just so prevalent. Uh, because of like the big media market and just Yankees in New York, New York, New York. You know, it's like with the football and the Cowboys. Everything they do is just news, even though they suck. So yeah, the Yankees haven't done shit in almost in 16 years. So
Yeah. Um, Also, one of the awards was the All MLB team, which is recognizing the best at each position from the 2025 season. The Phillies were tied with the Mariners, leading the league with 4 selections across the first and second teams. Joan Duran, he was on the first All MLB team for 2025. And then Kyle Schwarber, Christopher Sanchez, and Zach Wheeler all were on the second team.
no, yeah, I have a great headline from the ballsoutofhere.com. All MLB team disgrace completes Christopher Sanchez's season of snubs.
It is pretty funny. I mean, the fact that like Sanchez was ahead of Yamamoto in the Cy Young voting, but then was behind him in this All MLB voting. I'm not even sure exactly how they choose the MLB team, but it is kind of goofy.
Yeah, so like at least on Reddit, everyone talks how good Sanchez is. So in the so it's just yeah, it's weird season for him. Oh, like didn't get the recognition he deserved.
Right? Absolutely. But other than that, like I'm a little surprised Zach Wheeler was on the second team with the time that he missed. To be honest with you, Kyle Schwarber, obviously he's going to be second team behind Shohei. Duran, I actually think I probably would have had him on the second team. Like I think I probably would have had Andres Munoz over him on the first team. But maybe that's just me.
It's not separated by a league, right?
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, but yeah, but this needs to replace the All-Star team in terms of like contracts incentive. Oh, I mean, who cares? They get like 200,000, but like I feel Hall of Fame voting MLB team needs to be more taken into account than All-Star game because it's at least for position players because pitchers are chosen by players and staff and it's but hitters are chosen by the fans. So like, why are we letting like, I guess you're popular, you deserve to be Hall of Fame too. But Hall of Fame was decided by the writers, so like the writers should decide these kind of awards too. I don't know. But also because All Star is like you guaranteed one per team, so that's why I'm a little down. Like less can't care about how many like All Star appearances team guys have.
Yeah. No, I think that that is totally fair. Other awards, I don't think we've really talked about any of this stuff yet. Gold Glove and Silver Slugger awards, the Phillies did not come with any of those this year.
Turner Turner was robbed. Stott was robbed.
Platinum Gloves, they went to Bobby Witt Jr. and Fernando Tatis Jr. The Outstanding DH award went to Shohei Ohtani. Got his 5th in a row, which ties David Ortiz's record. I honestly didn't know that was an award, but apparently it is. The Comeback Player of the Year award goes to Ronald Acuna Jr. and Jacob deGrom. The Relievers of the Year go to Aroldis Chapman and Edwin Diaz. And the Executive of the Year goes to General Manager Matt Arnold of the Milwaukee Brewers.
I I mean, I guess Acuna. I'm trying to think of other people who over Acuna that comeback player of the year, but he played in 95 games. I really consider that a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah. Edwin Diaz for reliever of the year. Edwin Diaz, I think, makes sense, actually, as the reliever of the year, looking at his stats.
Yeah, but yeah, Acuna, I mean, he did have a like, batting wise, he had 935 OPS, 21 home runs in 95 games. But like, is it really a comeback if you got hurt again?
Yeah, no, he was good, but not as good as he usually is. I don't know. I don't really pay as much attention to comeback player of the year as I probably should.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like what like Joe Flacco was like, why did I win it? I came back from being old, like for just like.
Can you remember the last Philly to be the comeback player of the year?
Okay, can you give me the year?
2008.
Oh, it had to be Aaron Rowan then.
It was not Aaron
No.
Rowan.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Okay. Is it the pitcher?
It's a pitcher.
Okay. So we won. Okay. So the pitcher won it in 08.
Yes.
Okay. Was it a starter?
It was a reliever.
Was it Lich?
It was Brad Lidge. Kind of weird, right? Like Brad Lidge, looking at his stats in
Oh,
2007.
yeah, I know. But yeah, but that's like coming. He came back from sucking.
Yeah. I mean, there's the whole Pujols thing, right?
07, he was fine. Yeah, 07, he was fine. It was just 06 was his bad year, but everyone, yeah.
It was like 2 years delayed comeback player of the year.
I
Very
know.
strange.
I know, but it just, I mean, it's all funny how like everyone from who watched baseball at the time, like everyone kept talking about it, like, oh my god, like I watched that Pujols home run happen. Like watching it now, like you think like, oh yeah, it's a long home run, but at the moment it was just crushed. But
Yeah.
the funny thing is, the Astros won that series, went on to the World Series, and we're like, oh, he broke Pujols, like Lich just broke. It's funny that Lich got broken because of that.
Definitely. Now, I ended up
Like,
working out to the Phillies' benefit, even though.
oh, I know, but it's really funny. Like it's funny that Lich got mentally broken from giving up a home run in a series that they won.
It is weird. It's very weird. But
like he was like crying. I remember he was like tearing, like they blew. I can't believe it was really looking back. It's quite hilarious how everything turned out.
Yeah, and whenever I go to Baseball Reference and I look at Brad Lidge's Baseball Reference page, I always can't believe how bad his 2009 was. Like I remember everyone called him.
No, I remember it.
I
remember it. I remember it clearly how bad he was. Like it was just like Manuel just had to stop using him. He would have won the World Series. Like he just the epitome of of old baseball. He's the closer. He's the closer. Yeah, like, negative 2.6 WAR. It was just like literally complete opposite of 2008.
Out of a reliever to get negative 2.6 WAR is insane.
Yeah. He still had 31 saves. It was
7.21 ERA, a WHIP, above 1.8.
We had 31 wins. 93 wins in 09. And like, yeah, 09 team would have been way better. Like, just Madsen should have been the closer in 09.
Yeah. He should have been. Anyways, other Phillies news to talk about. This week, Matt Gelb put out a story in The Athletic that the Phillies are shopping Matt Strahm. It seems like the Phillies have pretty much bought into Jose Alvarado being able to make a resurgence, and they might be trying to sell high on Matt Strahm. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I've been saying this all year. His velocity is going to keep going down. I don't want him.
But at the same point, like Alvarado feels like a complete risk coming off of the suspension and how poor he was coming back to end the season. I don't know, like especially since
but I know, but Alvarado's velocity is still there. Strom's isn't, and Strom's strikeout to walk ratio was 3.5 last year compared to 7 in 2024 and 5 in 2023. And he's a fly ball pitcher. The decreased velocity, Sid Big Park, strikeout ratio falling like crazy. I do not. No, I want him gone.
Strom's also a little cheaper than Alvarado.
Not like a couple million.
It's like $1.5 million, yeah. But like what is Matt like? Every other team is going to recognize those same trends with Matt Strahm, and what are you going to really get back from Matt Strahm, right? Like you're not going to be getting some
Fernando
impact.
Tatis Jr.
Yeah, right. That's not happening. Um, but really, like, what are you getting back from Matt Strahm? Like, are you getting back some position player that is MLB ready? No, unless they have like 1 year left on their deal, like Strahm has. Are you getting like a prospect? Maybe, but you're not going to get that, good of a prospect. Not getting a top 100 prospect back for Matt Strahm,
No,
certainly.
yeah,
So is at that point, is it just like we're shedding that $7.5 million of salary kind of move?
maybe they made a deal. They need that many lefties, Banks and Alvarado, and they can.
Yeah, no, I agree with the premise of that they have too many lefties in the bullpen. Um, Maybe there's some kind of right-handed reliever, like a team has too many righties and they need a lefty and they can make a swap for Strahm. I don't know. Interested to see how it goes, but can't say I was expecting it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I figured they would have of all the people that would have been kept just because hasn't been
Yeah.
terrible, but.
Well, what else? What else do you have for us? For it's been a very quiet week, kind of in like the depths of the off season at this point.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. We need moves. We need moves. I don't know. But I mean, besides Strong, like I don't know, they also said like they're going to try to trade Bohm again.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, I don't know what Alec Boehm is going to get, right? Like, probably very little because he's going to be having a salary of, somewhere around $10 million plus, and he doesn't really, probably not worth it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I certainly hope that we don't have Alec Boehm playing every single day at third base next year, but I don't know. Have your thoughts on Kyle Schwarber and like where he's gonna, end up? Has that changed at all so far in the offseason for you?
no. If we want to compete next year, we need Schwarber. So if we're not going to retool, might as well sign him.
Would you get rid of Kyle Schwarber if they then use that money to bring in like a Bo Bichette?
Yeah,
Like I think that you definitely can't, just get rid of Schwarber and not get anything back. But
yeah,
I think I would probably have Bo Bichette or maybe even Alex Bregman than Kyle Schwarber, just because I feel like we're gonna need to have Bryce Harper DHing more and more, and I
yeah.
don't want
No, I
Schwarber
want to.
eating that up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but
I
so,
think
no, it's like I know it's hard not to be like emotionally. You want Schwarber to leave, but
yeah, I mean it's just time for some of this stuff to change. I think, right? Like you look at this team on Spot Track and you see all the guys that are 30 and above, and it's just that at some point they have to get younger, right? Like even like the guys that we think of as being younger players on the team. Um, Johan Rojas is now 25, Otto Kemp is 26, Stott is 28, Marsh is 28, Bohm is 29, Sean is 27. Like, this is coming up to a really important year for the franchise just because some of these young players need to start, coming up. And we're probably going to be seeing that with Justin Crawford and Andrew Painter. And hopefully they can make an impact.
yeah.
Cool. Anything else that you have for us today, Jeremy?
Uh, no, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Besides the award stuff, nothing really
Cool.
happened. Yeah,
Well, I guess we will end today's episode now. Hopefully, we have more to discuss soon. Let's talk about like what we want to have happen in the offseason, kind of go over our exact plans. Maybe that's what we'll do next week. How does it sound to you?
yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. Well, if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the podcast channel on our Discord server. The link to that is going to be in the show notes of this podcast. Thank you for listening. If you have not rated us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever your platform is yet, I really would appreciate taking the time to do that. And with that being said, Thank you for joining us, Jeremy. Thank you to everybody that's listening to this podcast. And we'll talk to you again soon. Talk to you later.
Bye.